Okay, live, Fran, take it away.
Oh, we're live?
Yes,
Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, here we are.
it's live
This
on
is,
Discord too, right?
yeah, it's,
Okay,
I've been
I gotta
playing
make sure
the.
that I gotta set the thumbnail's wrong. The thumbnail's wrong. We screwed it up. I will fix that. You set this up.
So here
Change.
we are. We're going to be in Mexico. Sorry for the late start. And I have to mute myself before I start hearing myself. And here we are. It was pretty weird, actually. pretty pretty shocking, to be completely honest with you, having the Mercedes actually in front, with the lockout in the front row, actually with Bottas up in first, Hamilton, and then in second. So this is quite odd because we actually saw the Red Bulls have faster times in different qualifying sections and also practice. And it's also historically known that the Honda engine does better at altitude. So this is kind of a shock, but ultimately there are some excuses you could probably throw in and probably say for Red Bull as to why they couldn't even get a hot lap in yesterday. But that being said, they probably should be up there at 1-2. This is kind of odd. This is a weird situation for them, but it's all going to be down to the first corner and see what they can do and see what they can really actually capitalize on here. And also Gasly sitting in fifth, which is us quite fascinating. Sonoda down in 17th. I think he had the engine change, but he was also one of the reasons why the Red Bull never actually got a decent lap in yesterday.
Fran, this is a shock. It is a shocker. Like I was gonna open the stream if I hadn't scuffed the YouTube thing with like, Bienvenidos a Mexico, but like, it's a surprise for Red Bull here because Red Bull, as the Discord link here is up on the YouTube now. If you want to get the live pictures, jump into Discord with our watch party because the Red Bull was the only one to put in a 1:16 lap time in Q2, which was Max Verstappen, and they looked like they had the pace, especially between Verstappen and Perez, all weekend through all the free practice
Yeah,
sessions, through all the
100%.
qualifying sessions, and then here in Q3, Valtteri Bottas throws down like a 1:16 in the middles of the 1:16s, and you're just like, what? Like, where did that come from? And then Lewis follows him up, and then the Red Bulls can't even catch it. And so if you're like Christian Horner, you're just like, wait, what just happened? Because like you're just like, like what is going on? So very curious to see what's going to happen here. We know there's a massive toe that goes into turn one here, and it like I don't. The comparisons being made to Hungary. Like at least it's not raining, but we might see some chaos here into turn one, especially because the way that you've lined up 1-2, right? You don't. You're basically giving the toe to the wrong person, if
Yep,
you will,
pretty much. Yep,
right?
exactly. You're almost better off being in a third than second in this situation.
Yeah, because you're gonna end up. Yeah, because so Verstappen's going to line up behind Bottas, and then Perez is going to line up behind Hamilton. I'd be curious to see if Hamilton tries to sneak in behind Bottas to try to get sort of launched into turn one, and let's see what the Red Bulls do, or depending on the other thing we've seen these cars do if they struggle to get grip early on, they struggle to get heat into the tires, which is a problem through
Yep.
through qualifying and through practices. And there's like
Which is kind
this
of odd considering how hot it is there. And on the
true, but it's
track,
it's
track
a
temp is still
pressure
at
thing.
100, right? But it is, yes, it's because the tire pressures and everything are lower now.
Exactly. So we have seen drivers complain about trying to get their tires into the zone. This was more so in the Ferraris, actually. Was it? Goddamn, Science had some issues there with that. So if we see some wheel spin for either of the two Mercedes up front, you could just launch one of the Red Bulls because the starts have been a problem for Mercedes. Anyway, yes, plenty of engine penalties as well.
Here, Mercedes is complaining about everybody going too slow, and this is because of the heat in the tires. If you're actually Hamilton and if you're everybody at the front of the row, you've actually been sitting there for well, I guess at this point
You're sitting there for a while because
for
the
a
back
pretty
row is
long
still.
time.
Yeah.
We're still talking, and they're still going in and slotting into the back row. So I mean, it's kind of unfortunate. And I want to say hats off and credit to the Aston Martin crew getting the Lance Stroll car back together for the race.
You said you had a friend who's actually in Mexico.
Yes, I do have a friend that is in Mexico. He is on the straightaway. He actually sent me pictures of the remnants of the crash and everything there. And take it away here.
Yeah, and we have lights out here in Mexico City. It's Verstappen following up here on Bottas, and both Bottas and Hamilton look like they got off pretty good. Perez and Verstappen setting up the toe. There's Verstappen on the outside, and he's going to try to get outside of Bottas. Looks like he's getting launched there too. It's 3 wide into turn 1, and Verstappen is going to do it. He's ahead of both the Mercedes. Oh, we have a spin. We have a spin.
Oh, Bottas.
Oh, and it's a huge disaster in the midfield.
I think Verstappen's away here.
Verstappen, was that Hamilton or Bottas?
So, and then Hamilton squeezed basically between 3 Honda engines, and I wouldn't be surprised if Horner's giving a call to his to the sister team.
My goodness, Verstappen is away and in the clear here.
What happened to
that? Was Bottas. That was Bottas. I don't know if he got touched.
Did he get touched? I couldn't tell if he actually got.
Or did he lock up?
They're still hitting each other in the back.
They're still hitting each other in the midfield. Wow, 71 laps here, and we have a safety car.
There is a safety car, actually. It's a full safety car, so it's going to basically
We're going to have a restart. We're going to have a restart.
Yeah, it's basically a full restart, which then now is not really that well.
Now this is going to get now Verstappen's going to go.
McLaren doesn't even have a wing. Yeah, I mean the wing is probably somewhere on the track.
Wait, the McLaren doesn't have a wing?
Yeah,
there's an AlphaTauri that's
and there's an AlphaTauri. Tsunoda is absolutely yeah.
So Tsunoda took an engine penalty, and he's just out of the race. That's he was starting in the back, and his race is now over as he ran over a cone, and we have a debris from
Haas. We have a Haas
on the grass.
As well. Mick hasn't made it out.
Wow. All right. Well, it's a proper mess. It's a proper mess here in Mexico City on lap 1. And if you want the live pictures, make sure to jump into Discord here.
And it looks like Checo basically was on the radio saying sorry to Bottas because there was nothing he could really do, but we haven't seen we're assuming that's basically who started the accident, but we haven't been able to actually see who or what happened. We haven't seen a replay, to be completely honest.
We have not seen a replay here, but we know for now that Schumacher and Tsunoda are out. And
here's the front wing. I can't tell who it is.
Oh, I think it's Ricardo.
I think it's Ricardo, and then Bottas is going to get new tires, and he's going to be sent out.
No, 3. That's Norris. That's Norris.
Yeah, he lost his front wing. He was the McLaren, I think, making the move on the inside, right? There was a McLaren that went out far inside.
All right, well, now we have the replay.
There we go. Okay.
So this is crazy. So Gasly in 5th, yeah. And then followed up by Norris here. You can see that the Red Bulls set up the toe perfectly.
Yeah, here. Nice. The McLaren, the Mercedes are blocking. That's pretty good.
Yeah, but Verstappen is free here.
Verstappen takes the inside. There's a McLaren going on the inside there. Checo also is behind.
Oh!
Wait,
the McLaren hits him.
Wait, yeah. Ricardo hit Valtteri.
Why.
Checo. Oh! And then the AlphaTauri went over the Alpine.
Wait, it actually went over the Alpine?
Yeah.
I'm watching the. Oh, yeah, it did.
It
didn't really go over it, but
it takes a little hop there.
It hit the wheel.
Wait, but that wasn't. Why was Checo apologizing? He didn't do anything wrong.
Don't know. I mean, Verstappen sets up a beautiful toe off Bottas. Actually, that was the.
Yeah, he gets the toe off.
He gets the toe, and then he's wheel to wheel.
Look how late he brakes. Look how late he's braking. Oh
yeah, super late braking, just launches in. What an aggressive move by the championship points leader here. And here's
this
Papaya.
This is the McLaren hitting Bottas.
Yes.
This was Ricardo.
Oh, this is
Ricardo.
Inside. Oh, that's it. You're right.
Yeah, I mean, there's
There's
not enough space for that many cars.
Not enough space.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not much you can really. I don't know what else to really say. Like, there's just no space.
Well, Bottas isn't
I guess
out.
he kind of comes in and clips. No, he's not.
No, he's not. Wow, he just sees Verstappen fly by. Yeah, you're right. Late braking there by Verstappen. It's beautiful. It's a beautiful move. I mean, it could have been way worse for both. I mean, he could have.
It could have been so bad.
So bad.
It could have been so bad. He's literally sitting there, like facing the entire
midfield. Yeah, he's got like 15 cars like waiting to hit him there.
Yeah, it's pretty
my gosh.
Good that everybody avoided him, but that could have been way worse. He could have actually been out of the race.
Right.
Yeah, what did Checo do?
Perez just bails out when he sees Bottas spin.
Yeah.
I think Perez's line is okay here on the inside. He's not actually in any danger of hitting anybody.
This is somebody went flying here.
Oh, they just try to go. Oh my God,
I
there's the
mean,
entire
wow.
suspension on that car.
Or Ocon just
Oh Lord. Oh well, that was this. That was So Schumacher
Ocon
and the
just
Haas
straight
up in
up
14th.
he Ocon just got straight sandwiched.
Yeah, sandwiched
Yeah.
by the Haas, who tries to go in, and then his suspension gets flown out the rear. Yeah, that's why the Haas isn't moving, is because it
I
has
mean,
no rear
we
left.
saw it. We said it, and we saw it before. There's just not enough space. You can't like put
It was
there's
an
literally three
exciting
cars
turn one
trying.
though.
There's literally three cars trying to go for the racing line. Like it's not going to work out. You know.
Max makes his own racing line and manages to catapult himself into first. Now we have to see if Hamilton will
Yeah, this
replay
is
the
going to be
move.
fascinating.
Will Hamilton try to get a toe from Verstappen into turn one and sort of do this in reverse? Because you have to restart, but Verstappen controls the restart, right? So you don't start from a standing position here when you do. They'll have to go at least one more lap as we're passing the start
Yes.
finish
Yeah.
line right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So yeah, Verstappen could just get on the throttle and try to sort of break the line. But they were in qualifying, they were practicing that you're not actually riding the other guy's tail. You're like a few seconds behind him
Yeah.
to get the toe.
You're like in it's not because if you're right behind it, that means you're creating like a suction. Like if you actually just like look how it normally like the physics of it, you have to be further behind so then you actually have like the whole of air to actually be like punched through to get. It's kind of weird because they did try to when you watch them try to do it like practice it, it's just kind of funny because it looks like you're watching NASCAR when they like do the
Yeah, yeah,
when they do the
exactly.
cars right on each other, but that's a little different because they're actually like
You're not
pushing each other.
drafting. You're
Yeah,
not
you're not
really
actually
drafting.
drafting the cars. Yeah.
Right, right.
Because I
There's
don't
a
think the
difference.
the aerodynamics on these cars are way too like you don't actually punch that much of a like
Yeah, yeah.
NASCARs are like
They're
fat,
boxier,
right?
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like they actually like
Okay,
you
so
can
the
hide
safety
behind the other one.
yeah, the
Yeah,
safety
okay,
car
so
is
here it
going
is.
in.
Yep.
So the safety car was going in, which means Verstappen will control the restart, and he gets to go whenever he wants, but nobody else can go before him.
It's kind of ripping it in the safety car, not gonna
They
lie.
are ripping. That's a Mercedes safety car right there. I don't know. I think Perez needs to catch up to Hamilton right here because
Yeah, so
if
this
they
is
put the
this is
throttle
going to be
down,
pretty interesting because Hamilton's basically now squeezed, and then Bottas is going to have to make his way back from the pack. So if you're looking at Mercedes, you just kind of have to hope that Bottas is able to make it in the top 10, get you a few points, but then try to keep Hamilton at least in 1, 2, 3 on the podium there.
yeah, I mean this might be
Look how slow they're going.
a one stopper for Bottas actually
I
because there
wonder
is
what
a
happened if you hit the person in front of you by accident.
yeah no
And there it is, and now he's going to go. That's it.
green light, and so Verstappen going to control this here around the final turn, and now go to the start finish, and he's just going to send it. Hamilton's going to go behind and try to pick up the toe, but can't really, and Perez is behind him, followed by Gasly,
But
Leclerc,
Perez is in, I think,
Giovinazzi,
in
and
a good
Sainz.
spot to pick up maybe the toe from
He
Hamilton,
might be as Hamilton as we see Verstappen
or
weaving in
maybe
and out to try to
Gasly.
break it, and Verstappen is clear
No.
here. Ooh, this is
Oh, he's gonna
Giovinazzi
go
trying to make
inside
a.
on the
Ooh,
Ferrari. No.
maybe
Okay,
Giovinazzi and Sainz are fighting
yeah, they're
here
going to
for
be
fifth
going
and
at it here
sixth.
though. But really good job by Giovinazzi being up in seventh. By the way, I
Yeah,
didn't
he's
realize that.
found himself in a very good
Nice
position
drive.
actually.
Made it. It pays off great dividends if you're able to make it through that first craziness of the lap. If you just play it smart and kind of sit in the side and pick your fight, you sometimes can get away with like 4 or 5 places and jumping those.
Okay, now after the craziness has sort of and the dust has settled, we need to figure out. Now we've sort of settled into a race here, right? And see if Mercedes has the pace that they did in qualifying. Because right now it's Verstappen out in front, and this is looking really good for Red Bull in the constructors, especially with one Mercedes all the way down
Yeah,
in
especially
18th.
where Bottas is. Yeah, 100%. But I'm trying to see if Perez can actually keep it close enough to put pressure on Hamilton because there were times, not in Q3, but there were other times where Perez had similar laps to the Mercedes. So I wouldn't be
Yeah, they're all
surprised if he
close.
actually can't like. In most races, we typically see Hamilton extend the gap, right? But I wouldn't be surprised if he actually does it in this race.
I think this is the main. It was such a surprise because we knew that the Red Bulls were capable of putting down 116 lap times, but they just didn't. And like, um, And yeah, so the qualifying turned out to be super scuffed. The other one that this is a disaster for at the moment is McLaren, where you have two
Yeah.
Ferraris at 5 and 6. And if I look over to my points, you see Ferrari not far behind the McLaren team there in the constructors. So right now, this would be a huge result for Ferrari to move up to third in the
I'll be
constructors.
honest with you. Ferrari in the last couple of races have been super consistent. Kind of always. I mean, granted, they're not third and fourth and such, but they're doing really well and actually being consistently kind of picking up 5 and 6 and picking up good points every single race. Wow, Stroll locked up hard there,
No, he just like didn't break.
or didn't even break.
He didn't break.
Yeah, I guess he didn't even.
Just looks like
Oh,
he.
the car just goes into neutral. Yeah,
Huh.
they both can't even
Wow,
keep the
they
car
both
in
can't go
play.
around. Interesting.
Yeah, it's interesting. Well, he also does have a brand new rebuilt car, so
He does. They might have
I
to.
mean, like, it's probably not 100%. I'll be completely honest with you. Most of these other cars have been running for
Now we
for a
see
significant longer period of time.
we
Here,
have
there's a
seen the
gap between the lower to the or the gap between Hamilton and Verstappen is kind of opening a little bit here.
opening a little bit. It was about 1.3 seconds when they did the restart
But
with
also,
the
there's
two
really no
before.
reason to push right now.
No,
I
there
would
there
say.
really isn't. We'll have to see which pit stop strategy these teams decide to go with. There is the one stop strategy, which you just switch on to hards. It's a 71 lap race, so you go 4.5 kilometers basically across this track. So it's one of the shorter, not as short as something like Zandvoort, but it's on the shorter side. But you
Well,
can
it's
one
also
stop
short
this thing.
because the longest part of the track is legit just a straightaway.
Well, yeah, there's just like one massive
Yeah,
straightaway.
like, it is like half of the track is literally two straightaways, but that's, I mean,
Well,
it's still one
that's
of the
the reason
cooler
that
tracks
yeah, that's the
in
reason
my
we thought it
opinion.
would
I
be
think
good
it's
for
really
Red
neat,
Bull.
and it's also I think 130 or 140,000 people go Hamilton on the radio here
Hamilton saying he's quick. Well, Red Bull may have
saying
made
he's
some
quick.
adjustments. The other thing to look at for Red Bulls too has been they've been plagued by their rear wings for the last several weeks. They've actually had to repair them with
During
like I don't know
qualifying.
super glue and duct tape
Yeah.
essentially because these rear wings have been falling apart. And the reason
Oh, is he
they're
gonna
they're
try it?
saying this is because there's additional downforce that they didn't design the wings for. They designed the wings to be really good at places like Monte Carlo and Hungary, but some of the
Verstappen
tracks that
radio.
yeah nothing, just static.
Stick to last race is what he said.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what
Gotcha.
he necessarily meant though.
Probably the
Then
strategy.
Kimmy and Russell. Woo!
Russell actually making some great moves now. He puts himself into the top 10. A bit of a
Kimmy's
disappointing
right on
qualifying.
him. I don't think he's going to be able to get him on this one. He's going to the Alpha Romeo is doing actually pretty well on this track.
A 7th and a 10th currently.
Yeah,
Not
it's not
bad.
bad.
The Aston Martin for Vettel, though, in 8th place. So that's pretty good, too.
Yeah, he had a pretty decent qualifying, like decent times. Um,
Yeah, it's really McLaren missing out of the out of the top
yeah,
10
out
at
of
the
kind of
moment.
nowhere, which is weird though, because they actually had. It's not that we're super slow or anything like there, and there's Mick and Mick saying hi to Gunther and everybody.
Yeah, along the pit wall. His day is over, unfortunately, with a crash there on lap 1. But the two Ferraris decided to give themselves toes down the
Are they
straights.
just towing themselves? Yeah, that's what I'm
Yeah, I think
assuming.
so. I
And then
think they're
here's
doing
going to be the
Ferrari
Williams and
things.
the and give me. Yeah, he's going to make the pass. He does. He gets get the pass there on George Russell. Nice job by the Iceman in his last few races here in Formula One, gracing us with another nice move.
Yeah, I think the Ferraris are just doing Ferrari things where they go around in circles and don't really care about anybody else.
Or they just race their own race.
Yeah, they just race themselves basically. Uh, they're like, well, we're in 4th. It's good enough. It's good enough.
Yeah, it's great. It's
It's
great.
great.
And also the
Don't
boundaries on
mind, don't
this
mind.
race is on other ones. It is still the white lines. So, but
It is. There's a bit more of a runoff
rarely
area.
anybody ever really goes out of bounds here because you probably end up in the wall if you do. So
Oh well, so
kind
the
of
thing is,
can't.
On turn one,
On one, yeah,
if you
sure.
go out of bounds, you have to go on the grass.
Correct. And then you have
There's
to re-enter at the top point of the track there.
yeah,
Basically,
exactly.
Checo modeled that up for us perfectly on the first lap,
Yeah,
actually.
when you had to bail out. This is the part here along this final turn, turn 20, I
Or
think it is,
Stroll, yes.
where Stroll hit the wall in qualifying, and where you can actually hit the wall if you go in a little
But now the
too
track
loose.
is a lot more worn in, and that's one of the biggest things with this track here. As it gets more tire into it, and more it gets all the dust and the debris actually off of the track. And here's going to be is he gonna make the move? The Alpine on the Williams side by side here into turn one. I think the Alpine's gonna be able to hold it off Alonso and Russell. And Russell's just gonna kind of get eaten alive here by the two veterans.
Yeah, gives it up to him. Nice move by Alonso. It's slightly disappointing qualifying for him too, but now puts himself into the
He doesn't
points.
like this track.
Yes,
I
that's
don't
what they
think
keep
he
saying. He
has.
doesn't like the
Yeah,
track.
he absolutely hates it. I think, and
Well, he's
because
never
he's
had a
never
really good
actually had
result.
a pole. He's
Yeah,
never. I don't think he's been on the podium ever. I just don't think he ever likes this track, which is funny.
yeah. In any case, if you're joining us
Damn,
here
that's a
and
nice move
looking for
though.
the stream of the actual race, make sure to jump into Discord. There's about plenty actually of F1 fans in Discord. I think we got quite a crowd in there having a jolly old. Yeah, we do have quite a crowd in there having a jolly old time in the Discord there with the watch party. So jump into the Discord and join your fellow F1 fans. Cheer for your team. Let us know who you think is gonna take this one. Right now, it looks like Verstappen might be playing. Hard to get at the moment.
Yeah, so
As
it looks
he's
like the gap between Hamilton and Perez is not doing what I said it was going to do, and he's actually going to be able to extend it. It's still around 3 second difference from the both of them there.
yeah, Hamilton right now 3.1 seconds behind Verstappen, and Perez 3 seconds behind that. So those are your. And if you're watching on the map as well, oh, Verstappen gonna. I don't know
So
if
my
he's gonna
friend at
slow.
the track did send me one piece of information. Not that that necessarily matters, but he says the Red Bulls sound better than all the other cars.
The Red Bulls sound better than the other cars. That does matter. It matters how good
Each
you
their
look,
own.
how much you sound, like how good you sound, right?
Yep.
Yeah, and then how well you drive.
Somebody must have just locked up because everybody there's a whole lot of dust in this one. And he in Ricardo, I think are we on board with Norris here? Yeah, we are, and he's on the
Ricardo.
inside. Or no, Ricardo.
I mean, that's kind of the order, right? How good you look, how good you sound, how well you
Yeah,
drive.
that is true.
I just asked the Ferraris.
That's valid. That's very valid.
Verstappen now putting in a 120.9. We were seeing lap times down in the 116s during qualifying. Of course, we don't quite, see the same type of speed in the real race because of how much extra fuel the cars have to have in order to get through the entire
We'll
Grand
start.
Prix. But
We will start seeing those times later on in the race.
I think we're going to see
Once they all
118s.
lose
I
some.
think we're
Once
going
they
to see
all lose some
118s.
weight.
Yeah. I don't know if we get 116s, but I think we get 118s for sure.
So if you have the seat at the top there, can you see technically both sides of the track?
I need another aerial shot there.
Because that would be the best ticket in the house.
That
You
probably
have
would be.
the shot at the straightaway and the in-turn there. Except nobody ever. This is probably the best seat in the house because people actually make passes here. Nobody else really passes anywhere else. It's pretty difficult to pass on this track.
Speaking about passing, Ocon going to
Well,
try to
here's
make a
Ocon going to be on
move.
Mazepin. Hopefully Mazepin doesn't do any spinning.
Yeah, it looks like
Yeah,
Ocon's
he's
got it.
good. Looks like Ocon's gonna got it.
A little bit of help from the
Nice.
DRS there, and yeah,
Yeah, if you're this is one of the things too, especially on this track. If your car does have the straight line speed, you have so much DRS zone that you can just exploit it. And soon we're actually going to start lapping.
are we?
Yep,
Have we gotten to that point? Wow. Okay.
because Latifi is a minute and a second behind, which
Oh, you're
means that
right.
it's probably going to be happening soon.
So yeah, because the lap times are in the 120s. So the other one is you have Norris, who's managed to make his way up to 12th right now. He's just about actually right on. Should be right on the tail of Russell.
It is kind of
Are
crazy
we
though.
reading that?
It is literally a little bit of follow the leader right now. If you look at the timing, everybody has like 2 or 3 second gaps in between each one of them.
Yeah.
Stroll's going to go into the pit here. I wouldn't be surprised if they're just throwing him on hards or something's actually wrong with the car. Or
They
no,
are gonna
wait.
put him on hards. Actually,
Yeah,
yep.
they are putting him on hards.
Nothing wrong with the car. Just an early pit stop here, lap
Wow, that
31.
is crazy how hot that was a really cool camera shot there. You actually saw the inside of the tire there. You actually see how hot it was. It was just radiating heat. 3.9 seconds. Probably not the greatest pit stop we've seen, but not too bad.
We've
He
seen
actually ends
better
up
here.
in front of the Latifi, but I think Latifi is going to make the move going into the first corner. Let's see if the hard tires are going to be able to keep up.
Latifi's also on hards, though,
Oh,
by the way.
yeah, but Latifi's been on them longer, but Stroll's going to be able to actually fend him off. So there we go.
Yeah, with the new tires, even.
Yeah, the dry, cold tires probably. They were
Verstappen
sitting in the
extending.
blankets.
They're sitting in the
I
blankets.
have to say, it is pretty impressive. The AlphaTauri of Gasly is faster than the Ferraris.
Or he's just driving it better.
True.
Which is, which in and of itself also says something. Uh, Gasly ex Red Bull driver too. I mean, he's been had a tremendous season actually. You got to say, like, he's consistently qualified. He's consistently running for
Gasly?
Q3. Yeah, Gasly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I think
consistently
so too.
qualified in the top
Yeah.
10. He's been like
Hamilton here.
tires are dropping off.
Those
Has he
tires.
won a has he won a race?
I don't think he's won a race, but I think he made it to the podium once or twice this season.
Yeah.
But in the last couple of races, he has been really unlucky
Mm.
because we haven't really talked about him that much. I do remember that he had the engine problems and then also didn't make it out of the first lap. And here's gonna be Norris seeing if we can make a move here on Russell once again. Russell kind of being eaten alive here.
Yeah, it just looks like he had the pace a little earlier, but now seems to be dropping off just a bit. As you said, he's being hunted down by Norris here. We should be seeing, so the one-stop pit stop strategy should come in around the low to mid 20s. So another
Yeah, I'm
5, 6,
interested
7
to see
laps.
what Red Bull does here with both the cars. I think you almost because right now there's no gap, there's no time that you can really play here with almost like an undercut either.
Mm-mm.
You don't have
Bottas is
enough
too far
time for
back.
anything like that. Yeah, exactly. It's too far
Bottas is
back. It's too
46 seconds behind the leader. Like, you'd still come out ahead of him, even if you really messed up the pit stop. Right?
I think Norris is gonna get him here if he has DRS.
He does. And he's getting a tow down the straight. He's going to try
Yeah,
and
he's
punch
gonna
out here.
carry enough speed.
Oh,
I think he's
wow.
gonna be able to take it's not even close. Never mind.
It's not even close.
Yep. It was very easy.
That tow down the main straightaway with DRS wide open just flew right by. Norris puts himself up to 11th. Alonso is the next one on his radar, 6 seconds in front. Here's the replay.
Yeah, here you can just see if this is kind of what I was saying before. If you have the straight line speed advantage, these straights are so long that it's just easy.
You can see he just like, wow.
He has so much speed, especially with the toe two in front of you. It's insane. It becomes a 10 to 15 mile an hour difference, almost like a 20 mile an hour difference that you have. I think it's gonna be the difference between Checo and Hamilton, but I don't think Checo's really ever gonna be able to catch him, to be completely honest with you.
Well, it should be 2.1 seconds behind.
Checo's radio.
Oh, Perez actually saying
says his tires.
getting better.
I can't tell if he's like actually kidding or being sarcastic, but hey, maybe he's maybe his tires are suddenly
He's actually within striking distance of Hamilton.
yeah,
Grant,
he's actually he is now.
Yeah, he is. And he's got the crowd behind him for sure. If you can imagine if Perez ends up making a move on
As
Hamilton.
a driver, can you actually hear the crowd?
Can you actually hear the crowd? I have no idea. You'd like to think yes.
Here's
But,
Russell.
like,
That was a pretty good pit stop there from Williams. They don't have the actual time, but it was pretty quick. And he is gunning it down the straight.
yeah, it looked like it was almost speeding out of the pit
Yeah, I
lane.
was gonna say he got out of the pit lane really fast.
Really fast. It's like he was in full race gear there, actually. Okay.
Looks like he went out of there way faster than Stroll did, right? Maybe it was just a different camera angle, but it looked it looked way faster.
Perez is gaining on Hamilton now. Less
Yeah,
than 2
1.8.
seconds. Yeah, 1.9. It was
He's just
3.
got to keep putting in some pretty decent lap times, and he gets to under a second. I think he's actually got a shot.
He might be able to get toes down the straightaways though.
Yes, you're right.
Yeah, if he gets it without under a second and activates DRS, we've seen the DRS been such a huge advantage for on the
Wow.
straights.
These last few laps, he's cutting the time down.
He is. As we see the midfield now coming in, this is
This
Giovinazzi
Giovinazzi,
trying
yep,
to get a
we're gonna throw
time.
him on the hards as well. He's off. The Romeo's been actually doing pretty well this race so far. Pretty good position. Gonna probably keep him cruising that. And somebody is kicking up a lot of dust somewhere.
Well, that has been a problem throughout the weekend. We know that
I think it was the
Leicester.
McLaren and the Aston here going at it with each other. Or no, it's Bottas and Ricardo. Sorry,
Yep. So they've moved up as cars have started to cycle
as
through
they've
the
started to
pits.
drop back because Bottas is already on hards. Once they had to get the replay or once they had to do the fixes, they threw him on the hards for the longer strategy just to begin with at that point.
Yeah, although I think it's slightly too long. I don't know
Yeah,
if
it's gonna no, he can't do it on one,
I don't think he
obviously.
can do it on one go. But he might be able to switch to a softer tire compound later in the race that
Correct.
might give him some additional speed. You see, this is that turn right there with the essentially the sand or whatever they put over. There's been like oil slicks on the track that they're
It's
trying to
kind of
cover.
odd that they do that, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah, well, so they got try to get rid of the oil, but that's been kicking up dust all weekend.
Here's Paris again on radio. They're looking at plan B, whatever that one is for them. And
Yeah.
I don't think Bottas is going to be able. No, he does have DRS here on Ricardo. I don't
Well,
think he's
yeah.
going to be able to make up the speed as much as he expected to, though. Yeah, he's not going to be able to make it on this one. I'm interested to see. So the gap is now one. Well, it's 2.3. So he's kind of lost his time there on Hamilton.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. I was
But
gonna
Verstappen's
move to
pretty
that.
much all by himself up front.
Verstappen is by himself up front, and the battle for second isn't quite what it used to be here, as Perez has dropped back just a little bit. I guess maybe that plan B calls for him to go a little longer, maybe, and
It could
so
be.
he's essentially giving a little bit of room just to save on tires. But Fran, as you pointed out, we have started lapping cars, as Mazepin is now a lap down to Verstappen.
Yeah, as expected.
So
Latifi
he
is going to
now
be next. Stroll,
disappears from
Ocon,
the
and
map.
them are going to be gone. Yep. As they get lapped, they disappear from our map. So, because that would get probably way too confusing to be able to keep track of.
Yeah, and the map's kind of acting funny, actually. Refresh it. I don't know, the map has been acting kind of funny all day.
It was working before. Here's Perez again on the radio. Basically telling Perez that he needs to keep up and catch up to Hamilton to be able to make sure the strategy works correctly. So that is kind of the call. And here's Bottas once again trying to get as close as possible as he can to Ricardo. He's going to take the outside line here, but he's going to try to cut in, and I don't think he's been able to get any sort of advantage here. Ricardo playing pretty well defensively here.
The map is broken for the time being, so sad. Okay, map's broken for a bit. I don't unfortunately have any way to fix it, so whenever it gets fixed, it'll just fix itself. But yes, you have Latifi a lap down as well, as the leaders should be coming in for pit stops within the next set of laps here. It is kind of cool that you can tell the different sound when you're actually there of the cars.
Yeah, the different engines in the cars. Yeah, it is quite neat.
Like that one's a Red Bull, that one's a Mercedes. I guess we'll be able to figure that out when we go to Miami, huh?
Yep, that is true. I mean, I'd almost there's the blue flag for the Haas to get out of the way. Here's Verstappen's radio. Basically
Something.
saying that it's not too bad, and then just has to be careful with the rears on entry.
Okay. There we go. Yeah. Really extending it here. 7.5 seconds now to Hamilton.
Yeah, the goal here for Red Bull is basically make the gap from Verstappen to Hamilton bigger and the gap from Perez to Hamilton as small as possible.
Yeah.
And
I
that's
mean,
kind of their little goal here to be able to see what strategy they can actually send.
the curious one is so imagine that Hamilton and Perez pit at the same time. Uh, Depending on how good your pit stop is, you might be able to make up time on the other guy, right? Good.
What do you mean?
Like if you end up scuffing the pit stop for one or the other, like if Mercedes ends up scuffing the pit stop somehow, like Paris is going to take it from
Oh,
you.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
100%. You
yeah,
basically want to just continue lurking there and being able to possibly do it. You want to be Perez is going to somewhat mirror the pit stop of Hamilton.
I think
I think is
so.
what's going to happen.
Either that or he's
But
going to go
that's
in a
why they
lap
want him
after.
so close. That's why they want him so close to him.
Or either that or he's going to go in about a lap after, so that maybe because if Hamilton goes in, that means Perez now has clean air, and he could like just throw the hammer down for a lap just to try to get a really good lap, right? Maybe like shave off a second or something, a couple tenths, then
Yep, and
pit,
then be able to
and
cut
then
off.
try to get out in front.
Yeah, as we've kind of seen happen in other times as well, in other races throughout the year. Which actually I
Yeah,
think pretty sure Mercedes did that to Red Bull, and then Red Bull did it back to Mercedes.
yeah, I think the map's now working. At least
Yeah, the map is back.
the map's back, so there you go. Great. All right. Yeah, because the right now it's extending. I think Red Bull's also trying to look for a gap at the moment. If you pitted Verstappen now, you'd come out essentially between
Yeah,
two
you don't want to
Ferraris.
be. Yeah, you don't really want to be there. You don't want to be stuck in all the traffic as well.
Exactly. Or you'd have to somehow like come out in front. You'd have to try to come out in front of Leclerc, but you're basically going to be to wheel with him. If you pit Perez, 25 seconds puts you at like 30. It's basically puts you at Vettel. So it's a bit of a curious conundrum right now because you really don't want to be stuck with the Ferraris. You'd want to come out in front of
They
them.
just but they don't want to. But you don't really want to do anything if you're Red Bull. You just
No, I
kind of have to
agree. I
just
agree.
wait.
I think
Yeah,
you
you
just
just
wait
wait
this.
until Mercedes does whatever they do, and then you just take the best option from there, right?
Yep.
I think that's probably what you have to do.
It's probably what they're going to end
You
up
don't
doing.
you don't want to take you don't want to take the move and mess it up yourself, right? You don't
Yeah,
want to give them the possible advantage.
especially when Mercedes only has one car in play right now.
Yeah, Botas, honestly, it'll be interesting to see how much he can claw back, but I think it's going to be very difficult
Super unfortunate from him all the way from pole position too.
as usual with his luck.
Oh
Typically not
man.
the luckiest driver in the world.
I mean, you'd think that in his final season, right, with Mercedes, would at least like break his way a little bit, but unfortunate there.
And this is the live drivers championship, so this would put Verstappen
Ahead
kind of
by
20 points
20.
ahead.
20
Yeah.
points ahead. 12 points ahead right now. And remember, we got 4 races
Four
left
more
after
races to
this.
go. Yeah, we don't really have that many races to go. Hamilton radio.
Yeah, Hamilton
He's
saying
basically saying that they're too fast, but once again, we also don't know if he's just saying that to say that or he's actually being serious. There is gamesmanship always played over the radio, so kind of take all those things with a grain of salt. But if you look at the time, 8.5 seconds, he is a little fast.
it is a little fast. As you were saying, we go to Brazil next week, so there's no time off, and then we're in Qatar, and then followed by what is it?
Here's
Abu Dhabi.
Perez.
We finish in Abu Dhabi, right? There's a race in between there, and I can't. It's blank. I'm blanking on it at the moment. In any case, but the last three tracks are typically very strong for Mercedes.
Yes.
And it's going to be very important for Red Bull to continue to build this championship lead, especially going into those final 3 races.
So it's at this point, it's like a little game of cat and mouse, a little bit, I
A
would
little
say.
bit, a little bit. One stop strategy for the mediums. Interesting.
He says he can't pull away from him, but he's made the gap bigger.
Yeah, 2.6 at the moment, but he can't actually like go much beyond that. I mean, he's got nobody to give him a toe in the race. He just has
I
to
think
rely.
that's what Mercedes want. They want to build the gap so they can actually get like a pit to basically nullify the advantage if Perez needs to do anything, right? They
Yeah.
want to get enough space so then they can get Hamilton actually into the pit and Perez can't cover anything like that. I think that's kind of the goal with their strategy, but he's just not able to get enough of that space to be able to actually do it.
It's exactly what the Sky Sports commentators are
Yeah, I
saying.
think yeah,
Bringing
they
the
literally
gap is
yeah, they said the same thing as we did there. So
like
I
you
mean,
said,
it's
it's a little
yeah,
game of cat and mouse right now, and you're waiting to see who's gonna blink first to make that move and call their guy in. Because right now it seems like the Red Bull tires are doing fine and they're putting up competitive
yeah, that's the
times.
craziest part about it is that actually the Red Bull cars are saying that the tires are fine, then you have the Mercedes actually complaining about them. So it's like this just is really not going the right direction at all.
All 3 of the cars in the top 3 right now putting lap times down in the 121.4. Verstappen
Bottas
121
breaks so early.
457. Lewis with 430, and Perez actually with the fastest of the 3 at 359 there at the end. So, I mean, they're all being very competitive lap time wise. Bottas trying to make a move on Ricardo here. He's going to try to get
Yeah, he's
inside
been
a little
almost
wiggle.
trying to get him. Oh, he gets kind of sideways, Bottas himself there.
Yeah, little wiggle there. And can't quite go. Good defense by
Yeah, he wasn't
Ricardo.
going to be able to make it. Good job, yeah, by Ricardo again there. They've been kind of going at it for a couple laps now at this point.
Norris has snuck himself into the points position as well, now in 10th, although
I think
he
that's
has
because
not
everybody's
pitted.
pitted.
He has
Yeah.
not pitted. Ricardo has pitted
This
once,
is
though.
where he kind of loses the rear. You can kind of hear him. He actually presses the engine down, then you could hear the throttle, and then he loses the rears.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for all those joining us here, make sure to jump into Discord. The watch party is in the Discord at the moment. You can join the fellow F1 fans. Having a jolly old time there as we bring the race live from Mexico City. It's been a good one so far, and so now the intervals, so the timing switches here to the intervals, and you see that Verstappen is just
Yeah,
out
it's
in
kind of
front.
stuck there at 8.5. It's not. And then here is Bottas going to be able to make the move.
No,
I still don't think he's going to get close enough. Yeah, he's not. No way.
no move
He's going to
there.
have to kind of probably recharge the battery and go again on the next lap.
Ricardo has had that pit stop though, so Bottas and Ricardo are on similar tires.
Here's Perez. He's basically telling Checo to close the gap and push as much as he can here. It's down to 2.1 seconds. It's been around 1.5. We've seen it, or no, it was at 2.5. We've seen it closest pretty much get down to like 1.5 to 1.4, but nothing really closer to that. He's never actually had the DRS.
Yeah, but Red Bull telling him to go right now, and so let's see if he ends up doing that. The last lap was about half, almost it was 4/10 faster. Let's see what he can gain on this one.
The tires visibly don't look bad at all.
They don't, although at full speed they don't often look that horrible, and then when you slide it down, you're like, oh.
Yeah, that also is true. Yeah.
um, but yeah, usually you're looking like right on the insides of the tires. You're looking for a
Yeah,
line to
exactly.
develop
Sometimes
there.
just typically lines or like slight, not
I
like
think
kind of scars on
the
the tire, but
right,
that's
the right front shows a bit more wear than the left front right there in that picture. But anyway,
yeah. Bottas still can't get to Ricardo there.
Perez doing work though. That last lap now below 2 seconds on the gap as he has it down to 1.7. So message
Gonna go
received.
again. No, I don't think he can again. My God, Ricardo and them have been fighting this for a long time.
They're probably going to fight it for for the majority of the race. You think even if Bottas does pass Ricardo, Ricardo could go right back at him. I mean, he's not just
Yeah,
going to roll
exactly. Because
over.
at this point, they've slowed themselves down so much. Hamilton here on the radio.
They're going an extra 6 laps on the
Extra six
tires.
laps. Yep.
Yeah, whatever the target was, which of course we're not quite privy
We
to.
don't actually know what that is,
We're
but
not quite
we
privy
will
to what
once
the
they
target.
pit and subtract 6.
There, there you go. But we're somewhere in that window. Let's put it that way.
Then here is going to be the go again for Bottas, but I actually don't think he's going to have DRS on this straight. In the DRS zone, no, I don't think he's going to get it. So
He is not going to get it.
they've honestly been going at it. They've just been slowing themselves down. Look at the gap between Ricardo and Norris. It's like
Yeah,
15 seconds. It
about
wasn't that
15
before.
seconds. Well, I don't. Have they really been slowing? Like, if you're
Here's
Ricardo, why would you be slowing down? You're just trying to like.
well, you're slowing
Go.
down because you're playing defense.
Oh, okay. You're trying to like weave and break lines. Yeah.
Yes,
Racing
exactly.
lines and stuff. Okay.
And then here's Checo on Hamilton. It's down. It's in the seconds.
1.6. I saw as much as 1.5. I mean, when Red Bull told him to go, it was 2.3. So he's made up, you know, 3, 4, 7 tenths in the last 3 laps there.
Yeah, it'll be pretty interesting to see if Hamilton's going to be able to hold this, or they're just going to call him in at a certain point.
Yep.
If Checo actually forces their move. But my God, this place would go crazy if Checo passes Hamilton.
There'd been an interesting one if like he could have DRS'd off one of the lapping cars, but
The blues, yeah.
yeah,
The blue flag cars.
But no such luck there. I mean, because what in Zandvoort we saw that happen with Max, right? He DRS'd at the end.
We
Off,
saw it last
one of
week,
the
didn't
Haas.
we?
Was it
Not
just
last week, 2 weeks ago, but we
No.
just saw it there, didn't we?
Yeah.
And then here is Hamilton's going to be coming in.
Is it or is it a fake?
There's no way it's.
I mean, we know there's been gamesmanship, but yeah, that's a massive lockup actually as Hamilton goes for the pit lane.
Wait, he just locked up in the pit.
Yeah, he tried to slow down to get it out. Of course, it doesn't quite matter though. It's a great pit stop by Mercedes.
That was a pretty good,
2.4.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, that was fast.
It's a beauty. As Perez is going to try to put the throttle down here, and where is he? Oh, there he is.
He's somewhere, yeah.
And he gets the clear to go ahead.
So 24 was the initial target. Is he in front of the Ferrari? Oh, this is super important.
He gets stuck behind Leclerc.
Oh, Leclerc's going to be in front of him the whole time. It was a pretty good pit stop. 2.4 is not bad at all.
No, it's a phenomenal pit stop, but it didn't quite work out for them. Although if you're Ferrari, you're going to be like, wait a second, we were just towing each other. Why are you now in the middle? Like, what?
yeah. It ruined our plan.
You ruined our plan. We just wanted to drive around.
We were having
circles.
a great drive. Oh, and he's gonna box, of course. Yeah.
Oh God,
Oh,
it's too funny.
That is pretty hilarious, to be honest with you.
I mean, it's gonna slow Hamilton down.
This is kind of what the Sky is saying, right? So if it does slow him down, this is where Checo gets the advantage, and then Checo maybe he's actually able to get it out in front of him this time. So we'll see, right?
We'll see.
And it looks like right now the chance of an overtake is growing as he gets slower and slower in Verstappen again. Verstappen's basically being the pit strategist from the car.
What did he say? I missed it.
He says, see how much they gain on the new set of tires, and then let's kind of make our decision from there. Leclerc going into the pit.
Interesting. So right now the prediction is that Perez will be about 2/10.
Yeah, but I'm surprised why Perez still hasn't pit.
He hasn't pitted. Interesting.
That was nice from Ferrari.
It was pretty good from Ferrari. It was a faster stop than Mercedes, though. But Sainz is still out on the track, and so they only brought one of the two cars in.
But where does Leclerc end up? He ends up in front of the McLaren. So Ferrari played that correct.
Yeah, they did. So he'll still be in front of Norris. Norris, who has not yet pitted. Although Ricardo there has. So at some point, Norris is going to have to come in. So, by the way, target +3, I believe, was 26, 25. 25 was the target ish.
Yeah, around there.
Yeah, 24,
There for
25
him.
laps, essentially. And they went an extra 6. So they waited until around lap 30, lap 31 to actually pit. Yeah. So let's see, intervals 20, 30, 34.
I was about to say Gasly needs to pit because okay, now he's pitted, right? Because Gasly was at a certain point, he actually could have had the advantage on other cars. Now he's gonna get stuck behind other ones. Here's
Uh,
Gasly's pit. Nah, it's not great, but not bad.
it's 2.7. It's not bad.
Yeah, not bad.
Um,
Looked
Hamilton putting
worse.
in the fastest lap so far. Now have finally seen a 119. It's a 119.953, barely, but still 119, and that is on his new set of
Yeah, he's gonna
hards.
end up behind Kimi. That's not too bad.
He's got a. I think Perez has to pit
Here's a
because
Ferrari gonna make a move here on the on Alonso. Leclerc, yep, he's gonna be able to finish the move too. I don't think Alonso's gonna be able to make anything back on him. Alonso still isn't pitted, right? Yeah, he isn't. That's what I thought.
you pit Perez first or you pit Verstappen first.
Verstappen first.
I thought that's what I was gonna say. I think you do that too. Because it's
You have
30
to pit
seconds to
Verstappen
Hamilton.
first. You can't risk
I agree.
anything.
I agree.
You have to keep him out in front. Like keep the
It's
gap.
30 seconds to Hamilton.
Yeah,
Basically,
you need to keep the gap as much as you can. Like just don't risk it. And then Perez here is lapping Ocon, probably getting the DRS. He does get the DRS, which is kind of nice for him.
because what's going to happen is that Verstappen is going to pit, Perez is going to take first, and then Hamilton, and then Verstappen is going to come out of the pits about 10 seconds in front of Hamilton, and then Perez will pit.
Correct. And then
Assuming,
basically bring it back to the status quo
yeah, and
that it was prior to the pit stops.
yeah, but they have to do this now because Perez is about to be overtaken by Hamilton.
Yeah, if Perez doesn't do it, then yeah, exactly. They can't keep waiting, right?
I don't think they can keep waiting here. Yeah, there it is.
Times
There it is.
against,
There it is.
yeah,
There
there
it
it
is.
is.
There it is.
Times
There it is.
against their side.
There it is.
Yeah, make sure the tires are there.
It needs a clean stop. We've seen issues before. Tires on, cars off. That was it.
Nice.
2.2 is the fastest stop
2.2.
we've seen.
Fastest we've seen, yeah.
That's a championship pit.
Let's see where he ends up.
Crosses the
Once he
line.
crosses that white line, he punches it.
Yep.
There it is. Good pit there by Red Bull. Pretty much spot on. Exactly
Really
what they
pit by
kind of
Red
needed
Bull.
to do.
8.3 seconds. So about 7.5 seconds here. The gap.
And yeah,
to Hamilton.
kind of cool for Checo.
Yeah.
Kind of gets to lead his own home race here. There's the Williams and the Alpine going head to head. We've been seeing this all day. Pretty sure it's Russell and Ocon.
I believe it is. I believe it is. And they're kind of slowing Hamilton down.
Yeah,
right
they're
now.
slowing everybody down in front of them. It's because they're trying to pass each other, but also getting blue flagged at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All right, so Mercedes getting the better of it slightly. They were about 10 seconds behind the lead. It was the gap, Hamilton to Verstappen, before the pits. And now they're about 7.3 is the communication from the Red Bull
It
pit
sounds
wall.
like Checo wants to win.
Yeah, it still hasn't.
Not-
He will not box this lap.
No.
All right.
It's because he's got what 10 18 seconds, so basically, so that's what Checo was saying on the radio. Have Verstappen slow Hamilton down so Perez can basically open up the gap long enough so he can end up in front of Hamilton. which I
That's
don't
not
think is
possible.
possible.
That's not
Yeah, I don't think it's
possible. There's
possible.
only a 15-second gap down to Hamilton. They're going to miss it by like 5 seconds. And at
Yeah, I
that
don't
point,
think it's possible.
you're going to risk Verstappen's position in the race? That's insane.
Plan A plus 5.
Well, so they were in plan B. Now they go back to plan A. So unless he's going to go for 2 sets of mediums at this point. You go to
Well, they
lap
were saying you
40
can do yeah, you can do up to 50 laps is what Pirelli said.
because you're halfway
Technically.
through the race, friend.
Yeah, at this point.
You're halfway through the race.
So you can do you can almost throw a set of mediums at this point if
We're
you're
on
able to
we're
keep
on
up
lap
the
35.
Yeah, if you're able to keep it up the same pace, you might as well at this point.
Yeah, and if you want to go on to lap 38, 39, 40, then you just send it with the mediums. Would be an interesting strategy here. Also, keeping an eye on Bottas, currently in 12th. Has it really?
Yeah, there's actually a decent amount of cars that haven't pitted and they're on mediums. You still have Sainz, Perez, Alonso, Norris.
Yep.
Well, Schumacher never got to pit.
Verstappen making his way through traffic at the moment. And
Yeah, this is kind of interesting.
Verstappen actually does have DRS on the Williams right now.
Yeah, he's gonna. They've every car's sort of been picking it up as they've been going through. I don't think there's any other because there's really not that many other places you can like blue flag pass somebody.
Yeah, here on this straightaway, I
Like,
think
where do
there's
you
there's
like
the signal.
hide?
There's the
Yeah,
signal
there's
right there.
that. Like at that point. But here's gonna be a replay of Vettel's or Stroll's slow stop.
They can't get that right front off.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a tough stop there. Vettel has pitted. He's on the hards. Yep. I think everybody's going to try to go mediums. Here's Paris. Says the tires are getting good, which
Better with age. It's like fine wine.
yeah, which I don't understand how that makes any sense to me, but maybe he's playing mind games. You never know, but damn, that's pretty interesting.
And it looks like Verstappen
Hamilton
is now
gap slowly coming back.
into clean air as he's passed the Alpine and the Williams. So Verstappen can now put the throttle down.
There's a small lock up there by Ocon Perez again. Saying it's good pace.
It is good pace, actually. 21.7. Verstappen's got about a half second on him. And then Hamilton,
Wow,
120.3.
Verstappen just put in a purple sector 3.
Yeah, he did.
That's kind of crazy.
Well, the Red Bulls have been really good in sectors 2 and 3. Those are the ones to watch with all the twisty curves there. That's the strength of the Red Bulls, especially in sector 3.
Yeah, the high rake cars you see at this. I think we talked about it the last track we were at. They were all wanted to be super low to the ground, but here you actually want the high rake. The rake difference is pretty nice.
Yeah, the Red Bulls can carry much more speed into the in the cornering sections, and it's really paying off. That's why qualifying was such a surprise when Mercedes.
Which sort of has evened itself out in the race a little bit, but still kind of. Also, I'm talking about this stand, like this picture here. If you're technically on the top and looking backwards, you should be able to see the straightaway, right?
You should be able to see that. Yeah, you should. I think so. Well, it's sort of behind you, but yeah. Unless though you can't, unless you're at the very top, like you probably can't see the actual start
pick. But I think that's still is that them fighting.
He does
still
have some traffic.
Latifi and
Yes, it is. It is.
It's they've been going at it the whole.
Well,
the problem is, like we said, like they go at it, they get close, and then get blue flagged, and then they go at it again, and then they get blue flagged.
No, that's Russell and Ocon actually. Currently slowing down Hamilton. Let's see if it has a significant effect. Actually, it does. Hamilton's last lap was a 121.5.
Yeah, he can't. This is not good to be stuck behind two cars like this in turbulent air when you're going through these corners. It's not ideal at all.
That's significant. Oh, there he goes.
But that's what I was sort of saying. There's no way to there's not many places you can actually give up, like kind of let him go. Other than the straightaways, right? So you kind of get stuck in some of those.
Is Bottas finally going to get around Ricardo? No.
I'm telling you, Bottas breaks way too late on that first turn to ever get it to ever make it move. He breaks way
They've
early.
been doing this, man, for 20 laps. I mean, it's
Yeah,
been it's been crazy
but
here.
he breaks way too early. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. He needs to break later. I don't know if it's just his style or oh wow, he got sideways there. Um, or he just doesn't have the confidence in the car to break that late. But God, you see it every time. Like he's braking before the McLaren does, and of course he's never going to make the pass.
It's curious how the Perez's tires on these mediums have held up so well, Rook and Row, because remember, these are the same tires that he qualified on in
Qualified on,
Q2.
yeah.
Yeah. So you have like the extra lap or two from qualifying uh, on the tires, because the tires in Q2 are the same that you qualify with in Q2 are the ones you're going to start the race with.
So do you think it would be crazy if you're able to actually keep the gap as it is to like put him on softs at the end?
I don't know. I don't think we've seen softs all weekend. I I don't know.
Wow,
Like I
Ricardo
just
box there.
I don't
That
know
was
at some point like how long would they last? Like 20 laps, and so like
yeah,
what you go like
that's
another
true.
10, and like I just don't think we've seen them. I don't know.
I don't
Somebody in
know. That's
chat
why
can
I
correct me, but I think I've seen them all weekend.
an okay pit stop from Ricardo there, 2.9 seconds. I think they almost just wanted him get him out of the battle with Bottas.
Probably. He's gonna come out in front of Russell here, going down into turn
He
one.
should have the speed to stay in front.
Bottas actually putting himself up and is in 11th here. Already has a stop. I don't think Bottas stops again. I think he
No.
just takes it to the end and kind of
Yeah,
see where
I
he
don't
ends
think he
up.
will stop.
Maybe he can salvage a few points here for Mercedes despite the incident there on lap one.
There's the move. Yeah, he's got him. Ocon makes the pass there on Russell.
And actually, Norris also up into 8th place right now, but I'm looking, Norris has yet to pit. So
Yeah, he's kind of on the same strategy that like Perez is.
looks like Perez is going
Looks,
to
yeah,
pit
I
here.
think I'm hearing that
Is it hards or is it
it's
mediums though?
hards. It's hards.
Is it?
Yep.
Okay. It is hards. Interesting. Not bad.
Nice.
2.3. Fantastic pit stops from Red Bull in this race here.
Let's see how far back he ends up. Pretty far, it's gonna look like. He's 8 seconds besides behind Hamilton. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think he's
But he's got fresher tires, so
maybe,
he
but
might be
nine
able to put
seconds
the
is a
chase on.
lot.
Yeah, Hamilton also 9.4
That's a
seconds, which is
lot.
the gap is back to where it was really when
At the beginning of the race. Yeah,
yeah,
we've kind
first
of gone
cycle
back to the
through.
beginning. Yes. Exit 11 and turn.
Interesting.
Interesting.
So now, let's see, Bottas.
That's not a great stop.
Nope,
And
they can't get the
they
left
can't
front
get it
off.
off.
There it is. Wow, Bottas came in for a new set of mediums, and that took 11.7 seconds in the pit. Oof.
That's
Well, I suppose he was 10th. He comes out 14th. He probably makes this up anyway. But yeah, painful pit stop there for Bottas.
that's brutal.
That is brutal.
That is a really unfortunate day for him because honestly, everything that's gone wrong for him hasn't been his fault.
Yeah.
What happens? The right?
It's the front left. The front left doesn't come off. Oh my gosh, it's like on fire.
Oh, it's like literally on fire.
Yeah. Oh, the brakes. Brakes. Oh my god.
I don't.
Oh my gosh, there's like something's like igniting in there. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's why. That's really crazy.
That's wild.
I wonder if it like the heat of it destroys the thread, so you can't actually take
Like
it out.
get the
Yeah, maybe there's something to
or it
do
just
with that because
sticks. I
it's
think it
pretty
just
insane,
sticks, man. Because it expands so much, I think it just sticks.
and you
Yeah,
can't pull it off.
yeah,
Yeah.
and you just can't get it off. Um,
Here's Checo with the fastest lap.
119 actually, as Hamilton has fallen back now 10 seconds behind the leader Verstappen, who has, after his fantastic overtake there on lap one, has made everybody follow him around the track for the remainder of the race. Sainz now in for the Ferraris,
That was quick.
and they will once again resume their towing session.
Yeah, that was a quick stop though. Credit to them. They've actually done a really nice race today.
It was, as Leclerc and Sainz are now fifth and sixth, just like they were when they started. It's just too funny, man. I just
Yeah, they
can't.
just do their own thing.
They
Norris is
just do
actually
their own
creeping
thing.
up on them, but Norris still hasn't pitted. So I'm assuming they're going to throw him on softs at the end, and he's just going to absolutely send it.
It's too funny.
I don't know what else he would be able to do there in Norris in that situation.
It's about 27 laps to go here as we hit lap 44. Perez there was about 7/10 faster on that last lap than Hamilton. So the Red Bulls continuing to push the pace. And let's see if Perez can make up 8.8 seconds. He's got plenty of time to do it. We just have to see if he can make it happen.
He's going to be able to get a DRS kind of tow here. I'm pretty sure off the McLaren. I think
It's the
that's
McLaren of
Ricardo's.
Ricardo, yeah. Getting passed by his former team.
And there's Botas. Poor Botas trying to
And
make
actually,
up as much as he can today after unfortunately getting hit at the beginning of the race.
and Gasly sitting in fourth, which is where he well, he started in fifth, but he's sitting in fourth right now. He's been
And
fantastic.
nobody's around him.
Let's see, Verstappen calling out the front
Yeah, what's he?
left. In slow motion, it looks pretty good in slow mo right now, actually.
Doesn't I don't.
I don't know. Looks all right
It's a
for now.
little bad. It's not terrible.
Let's see, what else have we got going on? Hamilton just put in a purple sector one, actually.
Yeah, other than Botas, there wasn't really much of the fight there.
Not much.
There's the gaps between most of the cars are like 2 or 3 seconds. Nobody's actually like within DRS and ready to jump right now.
Everyone has pitted, though. Everyone has
Except,
pitted.
or no,
Some
yeah, you're
people have
right.
pitted twice, which is, speaking of, about to be McLaren again.
This is finally McLaren pitting. This is finally the last pit.
Ah, okay.
Yes.
All right, I was looking at slightly ahead on my screen. This is the Norris pit. Got it.
It's not the worst in the world.
Nope. Is he going to come out ahead of Giovinazzi? Maybe. No. Yes.
That would be the big benefit there.
Yeah, he
Yeah,
does.
he
He got
does
it.
by a lot.
All right, so he's in the points, squarely in the points.
Yeah, I actually didn't. I don't know if he's going to be able to catch Alonso ahead of him, but it's not too bad for McLaren's
Still a
perspective here.
pretty good day for Ferrari
Yeah,
though,
it's
fifth and
not.
sixth.
Yeah, Ferrari definitely coming out the winners on it.
Yeah.
I think this is Checo. Yep, this is Checo's view.
Ooh, a little bit too much there, maybe. Let's see. Interval to Hamilton now down to 7.5, so he's shaved off 2.5 seconds. Wow, the The forecast there, powered by AWS, is it's a bit of a stretch. That's a striking
18
distance in
laps.
18 laps. Yeah, man. That's a lot of laps
That's
to
a
do.
lot of uh forecasting, I'll say.
It's a bit of a stretch on the ML modeling. Okay, now
Yeah,
down to
I'm not.
13. Yeah, see,
Now
it's
it's down
just
to
it's too
13.
much.
Yeah, it's too much.
He is making up ground. We'll have to see
Yeah,
exactly
but
what it is.
that's so arbitrary.
Yeah, it's
There,
a bit
no, but
stretch.
yeah, because I mean, Hamilton pumps one lap and does what, like,
I mean, he's sending it right now though. Look, he's got less than 7 seconds. He's made up a lot of time. 6.8 right now.
yeah. I mean, we'll see, right.
Yeah.
We're here to be proven wrong. We're here to be proven wrong.
18 laps would produce like 57.65. It's like with 5 laps left to go in the race, something like that. Either way, the way that this is going now, he's going to end up on the podium, and it might be a double podium for Red Bull if all things go to plan. So
They're
far,
finally there. Valtteri.
aside from the lap one shenanigans, no other incidents really throughout the race. It's been clean. Yeah, except for some drama in the pit lane for Bottas, unfortunately for him. Who is that actually in front of him, though, that he's going to have to pass?
This that we're on with, this is Checo.
Yeah, he's going to have to pass Kimi, I
You can tell
think,
by the
or
helmets.
Giovinazzi. One of the two alphas. Probably
Yeah, but
Giovinazzi.
he'll be able to get past them here and probably get the blue flag and
He
also
will.
get the DRS on the straightaway. Here's Verstappen again on the radio.
Uh,
Yeah, Max is literally up there doing math in his head of the points championship. He's literally driving a race up in first, going at these speeds, and definitely being like, well, if he's in second, he'd only be 10 points behind or 20 points behind me if he's in third.
You're right. He got a bit of a boost there from
I guess
Giovinazzi.
you're right. I guess you're sort of right on the tire age, on the 10 lap tire age. I guess that's enough of a difference.
It could be. It could be at the
It could
end.
be, maybe.
It seems like the tires on the Mercedes wear faster.
It does. Yeah, the Mercedes is definitely getting more tire wear than the Red Bull, 100%.
It could be. I mean, it could be a downforce
But
thing.
also,
But
you still have to pass Hamilton.
yeah,
Like
duh.
that's not easy.
Yeah, but Hamilton just doesn't have the pace on Max right now. He keeps losing time. He's
No,
at
yeah, I
12 seconds
understand that.
behind.
Yeah, there's no. I mean, there's no way he's gonna catch Max. I think
Perez
we're
is going to get
all
another boost here, I think.
literally the only thing that stops Max right now is one of his tires exploding or something
The
ridiculous
engine like
happening. Yeah, just a
exploding. Yeah,
random thing happening where it just doesn't where he loses his pace, right?
right.
But it's not the real possibility here is if Checo's going to be able to catch Hamilton and he gets a
Exactly.
DRS off of the Haas there. And the last podium was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, exactly. Over in Austin. So, and also in Istanbul. So fantastic results really for Perez. It's going to help him out in the overall points championship too, as he is chasing Bottas in that for third. But yeah, great for the constructors as well for Red Bull right now, as Bottas is currently sitting out of the points. And now 6.6 seconds is the gap to Hamilton, which
Yeah, so
continues
this
to
is kind
shrink.
of what I was saying before. It like sort of is shrinking, but it's sort of not.
Well,
I don't.
it comes and goes.
Yeah,
This
it
this
comes and
this lap
goes.
has
I
been
don't.
really good actually by Perez as he is about to put in a fastest lap. He's going to come around this final turn here and put down
Oh
a
yeah, he gets close to the
119
wall.
something.
Yeah, he drops
119.468.
in the fastest
Whew.
lap of the race actually. So I guess
He has pace.
Yeah, he's actually. This is the other thing too. Nobody's around him now, so
Yep.
he can just kind of. He just pumps at this point. Well, also actually, if you look in front of Hamilton, is also completely in clear too. So
Yeah, he's Perez getting the
yeah,
communication from the Red Bull pit wall there that that last lap now puts him only 6 seconds ahead, and he's continuing to race. He's just got to race hard here, put the
yeah, he
pressure on
just has to
Mercedes.
go. He has to go and just continue putting the pressure. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want to throw away anything he's done, right? Obviously, but he wants to be able to push as much as he can, get close and put the pressure and see what happens. I There's no need to take a ridiculous risk though if you're
No, but
Perez.
he's just driving fast right now.
Yes,
Like
agreed,
it
agreed.
looks
Yeah,
like,
just keep driving fast.
yeah,
Exactly. That's all you got to do.
it looks fine.
Continue
I
driving
mean,
fast.
it just looks like Red Bull just has the pace today. Like where they didn't, like where we got surprised in Q3, like that the Mercedes came out and put down, a 116 or something and took the front row lockout. Like Red Bull's back to the Red Bull we thought that was going to show up in qualifying but didn't, right? So they're just looking way faster right now. I'd be curious to see if they can carry this over into Brazil next week because it's
I was gonna
similar
say, I
conditions.
wonder if they can. It's very similar. And then the last three races, like you said, they kind of switch over to advantage Mercedes. But if you
Right.
can kind of do this again in Brazil, you're in a pretty good spot and you give yourself a pretty good gap. I don't think they
You
would
do.
something kind of create. I still think Mercedes is in a good spot for the constructors. I think they're in a better spot for the constructors than they are in Hamilton's case.
Yeah. I mean, those last three races too. I mean, it could be
Yeah, it
anything.
could be also absolutely anything. I'm gonna take my quick restroom break.
Yeah, there you go. As we've hit lap 51 of 71, 20 laps to go here in the race. As Verstappen continues to extend his lead, now 12.4 seconds in front of Hamilton. Perez now hot on the chase, has cut the gap between him and Hamilton almost in half over the course of the last 5 laps. And he's got 11 laps less on his tires, and that might come into play at the end of the race. We do not expect Hamilton to repit here in the last 19 laps. Certainly, that would be just not like what you're going to do. We don't expect any of the leaders to pit. They're just going to close out the race here. Just under 100 kilometers left in this Grand Prix as well, as it's been almost a wire-to-wire performance here for Verstappen, who overtook on the first lap into turn one, as Bottas, who started on pole, now finds himself in 13th after an unfortunate incident there with one of the McLarens.
It's been a pretty. I'm not gonna say it's been an interesting race. You're Hamilton. That, that that's interesting.
Yeah, aside from the first lap action, yeah, there hasn't been.
It's kind of been It's kind of
It
been
has been
status
this follow,
quo.
follow the leader kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Verstappen
There's
just put in the
Bono.
fastest lap time actually, and he is
Wow,
at a
118.9.
118.9. Yeah. I don't know why this F1 live timing has him on soft tire compound. That is
Yeah,
wrong.
I don't think
He
he's on
is
softs.
he's on hards, unless he pitted again. But that's not true. He's on hards. Yeah, we did. I did say we would see 118s before the day was out, and that was it. 118.9. So there might be another one or two as
Yeah, if
the
they
race.
decide to push, but I think he wants to get that one in for an extra point, possibly if he
Of
can get it
course,
at the end.
of
This
course.
is actually a pretty interesting fight here. This is like 7, 8, 9.
It's behind that actually. It's 12th and
It's slightly
13th.
behind. It's
Yeah.
12, 13. Yeah.
I'm trying to look at the other intervals here. You have Leclerc signs just
Hamilton again.
interesting. Are they basically saying that Perez might
He's
catch
gonna
Hamilton on
catch
the
him.
last lap?
Yeah, is what they're
Wow.
saying.
I mean, Perez is just continuing to close the gap now under five
Yeah, it's still at
seconds.
4.6, 4.5. Yeah, it just continued to going down.
Lewis might be trying to save tire now. I don't know, but it's a 11 lap difference. I mean, at this point, Lewis's tires have twice as many laps as Perez's, basically,
Yeah, and he's also just straight up in a slower car,
which is crazy to say
which
because he's
is
in a
not, yeah, which is
Mercedes.
typically never happens, right? But it's crazy to kind of also put that in there.
See, I'm trying to look at any other intervals that might be slightly interesting. It's really the top three kind of fighting their way through this. Then Gasly's like 30 seconds behind. Um,
Yeah, this is kind of the closest battles right here, is everybody's kind of pretty close to each other. But other than the Bottas Ricardo battle, which I feel like we've been talking about literally the entire race.
yeah, the entire
Um,
race is.
and then Valtteri still hasn't been able to pass him.
Norris might be able to make a play on Alonso. I don't know. He's 4.2 seconds behind as Perez continues to throw down
The
fast laps here.
Ferrari.
And make sure, folks, if you want to jump into the Discord, if you want to watch the final laps of the race, we got about 16 laps to go here as the race comes down to its conclusion here. Jump into Discord, join the watch party. And I couldn't hear a single thing that Leclerc said because it just.
Wait, what?
They're trying to make a swap.
Oh, I see what they want. Like, if you're gonna make a charge at Gasly, you need signs because he's got the younger tires. But I mean, 33 seconds is
No,
insane.
they're 10 seconds behind Gasly. They're 10 seconds behind
Oh, you're
Gasly.
right. It's 10 seconds behind Gasly. It's 33 behind. Yeah, the yeah. But still, I don't. We'll see.
And I don't know what Bono was telling Hamilton about last lap thing because Perez is now down to
Yeah, it's coming a
3.5
little quicker
seconds.
than that.
It's coming way
Yeah.
quicker. The AWS one might have been right after all. Because
The number really isn't. It's pretty tough.
that number keeps shrinking, and pretty soon you get the little onboard there with Perez. Perez is going to come around this turn and onto the main straightaway, and he's going to see Hamilton and try to hunt him down here. He's got 3.1 seconds, and he just keeps throwing down 119 lap times, one after the other.
And if you want to catch the live pictures, you can join us here in Discord. Just click the link and hop in. And also, don't forget to subscribe, or so you can see when we go live. We do these races pretty much every week, or
Yeah, we'll
whenever
be
they're on. So
back for Brazil next week. Of course, we have Duke basketball starting. That's the other main part of our programming. That'll be on Tuesday against Kentucky at 9:30 East Coast time. So that should be really fun there. The last time those two met, it was a 30-point blowout in the favor of the good guys. For us, I'm looking forward to that one. So, but anyway, back to the race here. As Perez has now put this thing under 3 seconds. Meanwhile, the gap to the front and Verstappen just continues to extend. 14.2 seconds as Verstappen is just putting trees between himself and Hamilton at the moment. Oh, I'm not sure. Yeah, there's plenty of trees around the race course, so that makes sense.
oh, is the Aston's going to be able to go on? Yeah, Stroll. Yes, he actually is going to make the move there on the Williams car. Russell, unfortunately, I think has been the most passed person today.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate day here. The Williams cars just not seeming to have quite the pace. Um, he did have to take an engine penalty anyway, so he did start sort of from the rear, but yeah, just not quite
This
his
is
day.
probably the biggest positive that Stroll could take out of this. I just went, damn, that car was on the brink there, driving on the edge, but good job there from Stroll making that
Driving
move.
on the edge. All right. Now, the last time that Perez got this close to Hamilton, we had between 1.5 and 2 seconds, and the interval
Here's
kept.
AWS again in 2 laps.
Now it says 2
So
laps.
it looks like Bono is a little off. I wonder if he's gone back and told Hamilton
You need to start driving. Good.
you start driving faster.
Because Perez now sees him and he is hunting down right now. Again, that tire age, man. I think it's going to make
Oh,
a difference.
he actually just kind of wobbled on that one. He's really
Who?
pushing.
Hamilton?
No, Checo wobbled a little bit, but he's fine.
It's now down to 1.7. Wow. Yeah, if Perez were able
Yeah,
to
it's
pass
getting
Hamilton,
way closer. Then he's gonna have a pretty long time being close to him.
I think he is. Science radio. Oh, teammates. All right.
Wait, but Sainz is ahead of Leclerc.
Yeah, I think it is delayed. I think the radio is delayed. I think
Oh,
they swapped it. There you go. Sort of released him there. Um, I mean, the other crazy
yeah,
thing,
but
right? Go
I'll
ahead.
be honest though, with the Ferrari thing, he was not very close to him.
Yeah, I mean, they've been sort of keeping their distance.
Like those, I don't know. I don't think there's too much to read into it. To be honest with you, I don't think you're gonna catch Gasly.
No, I don't think they are at all.
I don't
Actually.
think the Ferrari has the pace to do
12.2
it.
seconds. We'll keep an eye on it, but the more interesting
It's
one is
kind of like, well, if we did it, we maybe could have done it type thing, but like, would you really? I don't know. I don't think they could actually get close enough. I don't think they had the pace. Gasly's kind of just been by himself the whole time.
the more interesting one is the Perez Hamilton fight right now. 1.4 seconds is the gap. Perez just made up 2/10 there in that final sector as Hamilton radio.
Here's Hamilton. Yep. Says tires are wearing, probably gamesmanship.
Okay, Red Bull saying battery's good for another push here. 1.3 seconds. Dude, this would be crazy for the championship too.
He's asking if the engine's good.
Look, you put Perez into second position, you create a even bigger gap in the championship standing.
Yeah,
between
100%.
Verstappen and it's fantastic for Perez too, right? In his
Well,
home race.
that's why I was saying that's Verstappen's doing math in his head.
Yeah,
because he's trying to make
he
sure
needs Perez to get into
to make
second
sure
here.
he gets Hamilton less points. Right? It's a pretty big difference between second and third. I think it's like 10 points.
I'll tell you the difference right now. I have it on my cheat
Like
sheet.
it's maybe 6 to 10 points, something like that.
So third, well, it'd be 3 extra because third is 15
There you
instead
go.
of 18.
Yeah.
So yeah, so it'd be 3 extra points would be the gap. It'd be a 23-point gap, which would be almost insane. Which would essentially be a whole race.
I mean, Hamilton's got to survive 11 laps of. Well, he's not in DRS yet.
Would be 23 plus 1 because Verstappen still owns the fastest lap. So it'd almost be an entire race worth of lead going here into the last 4 races of the season. Perez now 1.3. I might charge battery again and go for it.
Yeah, he's at under 1 second here. The goal basically here's Hamilton radio.
Tires are getting hot. As the crowd is cheering him on.
The problem
is
because Lando's right in front of him.
Oh, you're right. Wow,
he's
that's
never gotten a blue
it.
flag, right? So like he's just basically sitting in dirty air completely the whole time. I mean, granted, Checo also is as well. I mean, it's not like he's getting it much better, but still, it's not helping Hamilton at all.
It's not helping Hamilton at all.
And he'll probably get blue flagged on the straight, but then Perez also is going to have the flag.
Perez
too,
has
with
DRS. Perez is in DRS
going
range.
into the final straight. Yeah, I mean, I'll be honest with you.
Perez is not looking
great for
right
Hamilton.
Now. He's going to come around this corner. He's going to flick it on. Here we go. He should. Yeah, it is. The DRS is active for Perez.
I don't think he's going to catch him on this one, but the thing is that Lando's basically slowing them both down.
Late braking, maybe? Late braking? No.
No, he's too far. He's just got to get close.
He's so close. He might. I don't know if he has the battery for or not.
But he's got 10 laps. At 10 laps of DRS, you basically have 2 or 3 full goes at it with your battery charge. So I mean, he has it. It's just the Lando is just a problem for Hamilton.
Well, it would also be a problem for Perez, right?
Like,
Wow, the entire this is actually sort
yeah,
of
the crowd
goosebumps.
is
The
pretty
entire
hype,
crowd, yeah.
actually. Yeah, it's pretty cool.
If he can actually pull this off, Hamilton managing to fend him off now. The gap to point 0.8 is still within a
Oh, you
second.
have to be between 1.3 seconds to get the blue flag. But that's what he
Ah,
said on the radio, is that I can't get close enough to Hamilton to
to
Lando to
Lando.
get the blue flag.
Ah, okay. There you go.
That's the problem. He can't even catch Lando to give him the blue flag. Maybe he does here. I don't know. I don't even think that's a 1.3 second gap still.
Oh my gosh, the overhead shots are actually really cool. He's still going at him.
He's still, yeah, he's
He's
still.
got 7, 8 miles an hour. Oh, he's gonna try for it. No. Oh, I thought he's like.
He's just taking a peek. He's just taking a
Okay,
peek.
stay peek.
Now he's gotten the blue flag. Finally for Lando.
But he's got DRS again here. So both cars will pass. Now you go. Now you go. Now you go. Now you go. Now
Yeah,
you go.
this is
Send it. Send it. Send it.
also
Send it.
credit to Lando. Also getting out of the way for the second car. I don't know how he knows that.
His team has to radio him that.
I would have to say, right?
For sure.
Yeah,
For sure.
someone
For
has
sure.
to tell him.
His
Yeah.
team is radioing him. It's two. You got
But credit to
Hamilton
him
and
getting
Perez.
out of the both way. They're so close that you would never want to see anybody try to get between that. Let them both go and let them keep fighting. That's good.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh. As they go into the section where Red Bull has the advantage.
Yeah, so this is kind of where I was saying before, though. Like, he still actually has to catch the Norris radio. I don't think he has DRS on this one, does he?
He did. He
No,
did.
he
He
did. He
did.
did. He did.
He
He
did.
did flap it
It's
open.
yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so close. At some point, the tire age I think is going to make a difference, right?
I don't. I don't know. It's. This is the thing. Like, you can get close to Hamilton within a second, but up until then, like, you still have to pass Lewis Hamilton. Like, it's not easy.
It's still Lewis Hamilton.
Yeah, it's still like it's still one of the best racing drivers that have ever lived. Like, it's not easy to just pass him,
Right.
even if you're in a faster car. Like, you still have to do so much. So I mean, I think at this point he's just going to try to keep getting it under and have DRS and be able to push. But it's, I mean,
Wow. Wow, this is the fun one. This is the one to watch right now. We're within 7 laps of the finish right now. Maybe Bono was right.
yeah, maybe Bono was. Well, that's what I'm saying, right? Like,
He's not going to have DRS now. He's out.
no.
Pretty good entertainment for the home crowd, though, I got to say.
Yeah, it definitely is. This is
Definitely
definitely
is.
pretty awesome.
Yeah, you got to think he might not have the charge to go for it here.
Yeah, definitely not on this go. I mean, he's still got a few more laps. I
Yeah,
think that
yeah.
he's going to be able to do it. But this is the thing, right? He's still. I mean, getting within like getting under a second still is really hard. He's close, but
Yeah,
I don't think the tire degradation on this track is as bad as others. Like, you can get bad.
Well, clearly not, right? Because you're going on
Like, yeah, the
one
10
stop.
like the 10 laps difference on this track is way less than like another track that we've been to where it's like 10 laps difference is like a second at that point. Here's Hamilton radio. I don't even know what he said.
I don't know what he said. He does have some traffic in front of him, though. Again,
Yeah,
right?
he does have traffic.
The Norris problem, and now he's got 2 cars in front of him. He's got an Alpine and he's got a Williams in front of him that are both getting the blue flag. So at least that's going to be quick.
Yeah, they're gonna get blue flag there on the but he should have DRS on them, right?
In theory, yeah, you'd think.
or not.
Oh, the
Uh,
huh? Curious.
oh, and then now Checo's going to have the Williams stuck in front of him.
Oh, he can DRS off the Williams car though. There's the blue flag.
Yeah, he should be able to get through him here. Well, this is getting interesting towards the end, but let's see if Checo can actually make the.
Make the
Here's
move.
Bottas is going to go for a fastest lap. They'll probably throw him on softs
Ah,
here.
they're trying to steal the fastest lap point. Yeah. Yeah, they are. Sneaky Mercedes. Well, oh yeah. You don't get a point for it. You just deny the point to the other guy.
What? Sorry.
So Bottas cannot actually get a point
Oh,
for the
because
fastest lap
yeah,
because
but
he's
he
not
takes it
scoring.
away.
It just takes it away. Exactly.
Correct. Yeah.
Yeah. And every point gonna matter when it comes down to it at the end. So that's what they're going for. Actually, I gotta say credit to Lewis Hamilton for holding off Perez.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's not easy to pass. It's just he always finds another gear at the end of the race. Not no pun intended, but he always does, and
Yeah.
he
Fantastic
it
driving here.
pays off dividends.
Okay. Max being told by his crew that Bottas is going to go for fastest lap even though he won't get the point.
And yeah, Sainz is still 7 seconds from Gasly.
Actually, 50 it's a minute. Yeah, no, they can't lap Gasly just yet. Yeah, you may be right. The tire degradation may not matter as much here.
Yeah,
It's
I don't think it matters that much. I mean, it has an impact, but I just don't think it really does much. Like the equivalent would have to be like 20 laps to be a 10 lap of another one, right?
Yes, Hamilton now has the gap up to 2.1, so the push doesn't quite work. 4 laps to go. Red Bull's going to have to go now if they want to make something happen here. Or if they just want to finish the race rather than just be like, you know what, take the third and call it a day.
Yeah, I think that's probably what they'll do. They'll probably give him a one or like one more push, but also that's the same thing for Hamilton. I don't think Hamilton's going to be able to. I mean, I think Hamilton will easily be able to defend it. I mean, Checo never even really got close.
Well, they
He got
weren't
like 0.5, but he never really
yeah,
got like he never actually was able to like make a move
right.
or anything
Wasn't like
like that.
in the wheel to wheel situation, yeah. On board here with Gasly, who's raced a fantastic race. He's going to finish in fourth if
Yeah,
everything.
he's gonna come out like a bandit on this one.
Yeah, it's a really good result here.
He played smart, didn't get too involved at the beginning of the race, made it through the craziness, and he just rode his race.
Yeah, going to be a really good result here for Pierre Gasly in the AlphaTauri as we have 3 laps to go here
He's
in
got to be
Mexico
pretty
City.
high up in the points championship, right? Like he himself.
Well, he's not in the top 5.
Not high,
He's,
but
he's
like
up
he's got to
there.
be better than most of the lower,
The
but
midfield.
most of
Yeah.
the drivers. Yeah, the midfield. I would say
Well,
he's probably
he's
pretty
probably
well.
going to slot in behind the Ferraris and the Mercedes, right? So.
That was a lock up there by Max.
Verstappen trying to slow Bottas down so he doesn't get the lap.
Yeah, which you would do.
Actually, very interesting. Even though they're not on the same lap, Verstappen actually slowing up because he had about a 20-second gap to Hamilton, which is now down to 15.
Yeah, you saw the lockup there that
Yeah.
Verstappen had. It wasn't very pretty.
Now he's just gotta bring this thing over the line.
Stepping again.
Yeah, they're just saying to let him go. He's in my way. Yes, he's in my way of the championship.
I'm so confused.
Okay, so they swapped positions like twice.
Yeah, and then they swapped again. Yeah. It's kind of weird.
Anyway,
I mean, I kind of get the idea is like you get in front, then you like slow Max down a little bit, but it doesn't like it's just kind of
well, right now
pointless at this
Verstappen
point.
retains the fastest lap,
Yeah.
and he probably just wants to match Bottas. Exactly what Bottas is doing, so that whatever lap
Yeah. So
Bottas puts
then,
in, he puts in.
all right. Let's see if Checo gets this under 1 second.
Oh
He
yeah,
can
he's
get one
back. You're
final
right.
go.
He's back down to about a second here.
If he gets this under a second, he has full battery charge. He has one shot. Oh my God, they're pitting Valtteri again,
They're
and
putting
his
Valtteri
engines
again, and it's just
and
not.
his.
Ah,
So he can get a clear run at the lap.
interesting.
That's
Perez and
crazy.
Hamilton, though.
Leclerc is now in front of
They
Sainz.
swapped it again. Ferrari doing Ferrari
What?
things. Perez with
Oh,
DRS here.
because he wasn't gonna catch him, so they were like, "Yeah, go ahead, like
Yeah.
take your spot back." I mean, as you said, Ferrari things.
Doing Ferrari. They're just doing Ferrari things. It's beyond me.
Oh, what a slide there from Hamilton. Jeez. He legit just drifted the F1 car there. That was wild.
This is gonna be really
It was
close.
literally on skates.
Is there battery charge for Perez, or did he use it all? I don't know. He's gonna have.
He's got one lap.
He's got this final lap to do it. Let's see. All right, this is the final lap. Perez with a 0.8 second differential. He will have DRS on the main straightaway.
I mean, I'm a betting man here. I don't think he gets it, but
all right, well, let's see some late braking, maybe
it would
going
be
into turn
pretty
one.
interesting.
He got the go ahead to just drain everything, so sending it.
I don't think he's close enough, to be
Not gonna
honest with
make
you.
it. No, he's not gonna make it.
I don't think he's close enough.
Maybe a bit more late braking would have done. No. Hamilton's
Yeah,
got
that's
him.
it. Yeah, that's it.
I think Hamilton's got him.
That was the move.
He gave
and
it a good shot, though.
It was a good try, but kind of bummer because he doesn't get it in his home race and he's trying. But that's what I'm saying. Like it's so hard to pass somebody.
Yeah,
Like
it really
you
is.
still
It
have to
really is.
pass somebody, and you're like yes, the Red Bull is kind of faster, but like once you're so close to each other, it's not. And then here we have Max Verstappen taking the Mexico Grand Prix, and that is it. He extends his lead there.
Yeah, and Bottas will steal the fast lap, actually. Yes. So some gamesmanship by Mercedes, and Checo will finish in third. As there you go, talking about Red Bull being fast. It's a 1-3 for Red Bull. What?
Did Bottas take the fastest lap?
Yeah, he did. According to
He
the
did.
official times score, he does have the fastest lap at 117.7. So yes. So yeah, he will take the point off
Does
of
take
Max.
it.
Yes,
That's actually
yes.
a record.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, lap record for the actual race. Interesting. But a fantastic race here from Red Bull. A fantastic weekend for Red Bull, actually, despite the, they were nervous after qualifying yesterday, but they managed to make it happen with a little bit of help from McLaren, I think. But I think Verstappen would have had first regardless of what happened to the little spin out there with Bottas, right? So
Yeah, it would have been really interesting when Valtteri would have been actually up there and been able to do something. But overall, really good job from Red Bull, and you have to say hats off also to Mercedes and also to Hamilton being able to be able to hold it too.
yeah, and actually you're right because Mercedes did hold that number two position, despite the attempts from Red Bull twice.
Yeah.
And just having the faster car. So a mega drive there from Lewis to actually hold on to second position. But yes, this does put a 20-point gap between Verstappen and Hamilton in the points championship. It's almost on the edge of a whole race. This is actually a pretty cool little parc fermé there. It's not actually in the pit lane.
Yeah, it's not actually in the pit lane. I just thought that is kind of funny. I
That's pretty
didn't really
cool.
realize that. And then after this, we will be headed to Brazil. Oh, that's so cute. He's happy that they won in his country.
Yeah, yeah,
Now
yeah.
it's
They get on the
time for some
podium.
tequila. I mean, like I said, it would have been really cool to see if he would have been passing Hamilton, but it's also like not a bad thing that he didn't.
No,
It's not
it's
like
still a
something to be upset
great
about. It's
result.
not anything like that. It's like he tried, and I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's pretty tough to pass him. Even Max can't pass him sometimes. So,
This is still a fantastic result here for Perez and for Red Bull. For great results of the weekend. That's going to be it for us. We'll be back on Tuesday for the Duke game and the opening of the college basketball season against Kentucky. But for right now, good luck, I guess, in your fantasy games if you're doing that. I guess Hunter Henry is scoring touchdowns for me in my tight end position. So there you go. That's pretty good news. Uh, but otherwise, the remainder of the race will be up on Discord, and
yep.
we'll see you next week for Brazil. That's it.
Take care, everybody.
Cheers.
Be
Bye.
good.